Bitcoin still holds above 76K, but with a big weekly candle close happening today, is this enough support in order to rally back up, or is this the beginning of a bigger move down? Let's find out. Welcome back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Right now it's about 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and the price of Bitcoin is currently at 76,688. Let me start off here with the 2-week chart. This candle closes in about 3 hours and a half, and I gotta tell you guys, this is not looking good. As you guys can see, we're inside of the bear flag at the moment. It looks like we're going to close a big red engulfing candle in the next 3 hours and a half. There's going to be tweezer tops, and this probably means that we're probably going to have more downside. Now we have some support here on the 80 moving average, which is at 71,970. We could maybe bounce up from there. We still have a shot, but if we start losing 70k, we're going to dip back into the 60s. Now the stochastics RSI still look like they have room to continue going up. Of course, this could always roll over at any moment. The weekly candle also closes in a couple of hours, and what's bullish here is that we already got the tweezer tops last week with this red engulfing candle. Now we have another red candle, which is what usually is supposed to happen after tweezer tops, but we are holding the 21 moving average at 75,821. This is important because if we lose this 21 moving average and we cannot get back above it, we're probably going to fall down to this 200 moving average that's currently at 61,372. Now the stochastics are toppy here. We're rolling over, but we could also roll back up. Let's see if we can hold on to this 21 moving average. We still have a couple of hours. Maybe we get some type of short squeeze and start coming up, and this ends up being a green candle. Now this was a double bottom. This played out, but now I'm starting to see that this could be a cup and handle play. Even if we lost a 21 and we kind of drag down into the 70s, we could eventually make a move up, but we have to be careful. May's about to end. The summer's about to come. Usually in the summer, it's not so active. And you know what they say, sell in May and go away. Could this happen? The monthly candle closes in a couple of days. Let's see what ends up happening with that. We head over to the daily chart. We see that the stochastics are low, but if we look at it clearly, it's not really pointing up. This kind of looks like it's about to roll over. I was telling you guys yesterday about this could be a head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head, and this could be the right shoulder. We cannot get above this 21 and this 200 moving average, and this is gonna bring us all the way back down to 70k or below if that happens. Right now we're struggling to get back above this 50 moving average at 76,776. We cannot get above this. Our next line of defense is going to be this 80 moving average at 73,953, and that's going to make us break our 74k support. Right now we're being held up by the 76k support, which is important. 76k is a big support for us. It was a big resistance, but if we lose that, it's 74k. If we lose that, we have to hold above 72k. If not, it could be further downside. Now the stochastics are low enough that maybe we can make a run back up towards this 200 moving average, but are we really going to be able to get above this 200 moving average? Currently at 80,557. Told you guys before that during a bear market, we usually go and test the 200 moving average, and that's actually something that we've already done and we got rejected. If we could get above it, is the bull market back on? I think that we would have to get above this 50 moving average, which is currently at $94,042 in order to do that. This usually means we're back in the bull market. We could break above the weekly 50 moving average, and so far we haven't even gone up to tap this yet. Again, with the weekly, I know we already went over the weekly, but something I forgot to tell you guys is this could also turn into an inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, and maybe we could make a right shoulder here. This could take a couple of weeks, probably a couple months to play out. Right now though, I have to tell you guys, I am feeling still bearish. We have not been able to get above this 200 moving average. Before that break of the 50 moving average on the weekly, we have to get above this 200 moving average on the daily before we could even speak about that. Now if we roll over to the 22-hour chart, we see that the stochastics reset. We are on the way up. This is starting to get a little toppy, but we have rejection here on the 21 moving average at 77,756. We can't get above that. I will have to remain slightly more bearish. On the 8-hour time frame, this could turn into an inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder, head. Maybe this could be a right shoulder. I'm liking that we bounced off this 200 moving average with these tweezer bottoms here, but we're having a problem getting above this 21 moving average at 76,791. We cannot get above this. We do have to hold this support pretty much at 74,600 with the 200 moving average. Now on the 4-hour time frame, the stochastics are toppy. I kind of want to say I'm starting to see a little curvature. It looks like maybe we could roll back up, but we have to get above this 200 moving average at 78,542. You guys know that if we're below the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, I have to remain bearish until we could get back above this with strength. Now I told you guys yesterday this could end up being some type of a complex inverted head and shoulder, where this is a left shoulder, this is the head, and and maybe we're starting to make the right shoulder, but we cannot go below this bottom here of 74,000 pretty much. We lose that theory is going to be over, and we have to get above this 200 moving average eventually in order to remain bullish. On the 1 hour time frame, look at the stochastics on the way up, but it looks like we're about to roll over. The RSI is having a problem staying above the 50. Looks like we want to roll over. We had tweezer tops here, we rolled over. Tweezer tops again, we rolled over. Are we getting another tweezer tops here? This candle closes in about 15 minutes. We cannot get above. We're gonna roll over again. This could be some type of a funny looking head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder head, kind of like a right shoulder. This could bring us back down possibly to 75k, around that area. And then the 15-minute time frame, stochastics, bearish divergence, we're on the way down. Could we curve back up? Possible. What I'm liking about this chart is that we are at least above the 21 and the 200 moving average, but we have to get above this wick in order to remain bullish, which is at 77,545. If we could get back above 78k and use 78k as support, we have a chance, but right now that's a clear resistance there, and we cannot get above that. We're going to possibly eventually roll over. So right now I have to stick to being slightly more bearish because we have not been able to get above the 200 moving average on the daily. We have not been able to get above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. If we could get above this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, then I'll lean a little bit more bullish, but till then I have to stay bearish, and it looks like the probability is that we might be coming down to test 74k and possibly test 72 and even 70k. If we could get above this 200 moving average, then it looks like we might go and challenge the 200 moving average on the daily again, which is pretty much at 80,500. All right guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the move. Catch you on the next chart.